I did sign like a 3-year deal to begin with, and then it was basically the club doing me a bit of a favour to come back, and I feel like for myself and my personal development, I haven't had a year really. I feel like to my potential, so I'd like to have a good year for the club, and for the community, and really show what I can do. So, that's most of the reason to come back.
Injury obviously disrupted a bit last season. Looking forward to try and get a full year on the court, really show what you can do.
Yeah, I'm healthy now. Obviously at the end of last season, got hurt, went down, and season didn't end how we wanted it at all. But I got to learn a lot from the sidelines and watching at practice and really taking everything in. So definitely excited to get back out there, for a full season and remain healthy.
And line back up against and alongside Taryn and Sam and some of those guys. You're keen to get back on the court with them? Yeah,
that'd be great. I think the guys who are returning are guys that we really want around. Hardworking, culture guys. So if we're lucky enough to get Taryn back, that'd be great. And then the other guys, excited to be with them.
What's Forde said about your evolution of your role? Are you expecting much to change this year?
Probably just more opportunity. Same role that I've had. Shooting, defending, rebounding, spacing the floor. Probably just like a big opportunity and more chances.
Are you confident with the guys that are you confident with the group that you have so far that you can get to that championship stage?
I think so. Forde does a extensive job in his recruitment. He watches a lot of film, he does a lot of study on these players, so anyone we bring in is going to be ready, and I think you learn a lot in losing seasons and what you need to change, and I think we'll make the right changes for a successful year.
How you spending the off season? You've been busy on the court?
Yeah, I've just been here in Cairns, just training with the coaches. Forde, Gruggs is obviously in New Zealand, so I haven't been with him, but Carey, Coach Williams, been with him a lot, Coach K a lot as well, and just putting in hours with them in the weight room and out here on the court.
Has that been a focus, your shooting, to get more accuracy?
No, not so much shooting, more like other aspects of my game, ball handling, finishing, a little bit of passing here and there. Shooting's not really going to change that much. It's always going to be the same from now, pretty much on out. Maybe a little bit more in the move, but just other deficiencies in my game that I can work on in the off season.
Forde said that you're primed for a jump, or in terms of your progression and the way that you've developed. How would you describe yourself coming into this season versus year one?
I think I have 2 years under my belt in the NBL. I have 2 years under Coach Forde, so mentally I'm a lot different from year one. I think I understand the game a lot more now. Understand the NBL. And obviously understand what Forde wants, and what's expected here, and I think that does helps a lot, So I'd say in that aspect, obviously I've gotten stronger, I've gotten bigger, my game's gotten better. So there's, I think I've been ready, but the opportunity will be there this year.
Do you feel more confident this season?
I always have confidence. I always feel confident, but I thought last year was going to be a year. I thought the year before that was going to be a year. So it's like I just every year I think it's a year, but I'm feeling good like always.
Yeah, there's a lot of confidence, I think, both sides of this. I was just sort of saying the other day, especially early on when I was an assistant, in the off-season, a large part of what my job was having guys come in and work out and work on their stuff. And, I think today it's more guys are going off playing somewhere else or playing NBL 1, but Jonah's here, and along with Sam Wardenberg, and these guys are doing tour days in April. So, you get confident in your skill set, but I think from a coaching perspective, it just builds my confidence in that these guys have the right mindset and they know what they want to do and what they're capable of doing next season. And so if we do have ups and downs during the season, I just reflect back on all this work that we're doing now, knowing that we're going to get the best versions of them.
Do you think Jonah will take on a leadership role?
Definitely, yeah. And again, because he's probably been through a bit of adversity that I put him through. There's been situations where he should have played more and I didn't. There was different situations with the lineup where he found himself at the back end of that. There's a lot of mental robustness. You go through the fire and you come out the other side, and he's done a better version. So he's going to probably be almost a mentor for some of these guys next season that are going to be sitting there wondering when their opportunity comes, or what's their expectation of playing time, and he can reflect on his own experience. And I'm going to look to rely on him to be the good cop to my bad cop in a lot of ways.
How do you see his role growing on court in terms of play time?
Massive. We're going to run some stuff through him. There's not too many guys that move the way he does on both ends of the floor. He's a very active defender. He's a 6'5" guard that can rebound. You're 6'5", right? 6'5", He's a 6'5" guard that can rebound. But then to run stuff for him, and even when you run him off particular actions, let's say like a stagger action or some type of hit screen, that's going to open up the driving lane for Taran, because he gets the defense to gravitate towards him. No, his role is going to be massive.
Sam, Taran, Jonah, all obviously been working together a little bit. It's good to have a bit of chemistry rolling around.
Yeah, AK in that mix too, and this is the familiarity, especially with your local contingent. All these guys are on the up. They're going to be better versions of themselves than what they were last season, and who we bring in, like Galloway and everybody else, is going to fit that same mould. And there's going to be a real exciting flavour to this group that are going to be, a real fun team to watch. But having that consistency from one season to the other just helps fast track that learning process. So whoever we bring in is going to have their learning sped up, because these guys are going to be helping them out with the on-court.
You make an interesting point, right, with Sam and Jonah staying here for the off-season and working out with you, with the assistant coaches. Are you expecting a point of difference in that regard versus going to play elsewhere?
Yeah, I guess, we didn't really notice it until it hits you in the face. But I remember, 10 years ago when I was an assistant coach, my hardest days were the off-season, because, you'd be trying to do some scout recruiting video upstairs, and then, one player comes in at 9, and another player comes in at 10, and another player comes in after lunch, and then someone else wants to come and shoot in the afternoon. And, it's the fittest you ever get to as an assistant, because you're on court for 6 to 7 hours a day. But, we've got coaches here, and there's no one really around, because everyone goes off to, whether it be make a bag in NBL 1, because the salaries have gone up there, or, they play overseas. But to have, especially Sam and Jonah here, knowing the seasons that they want to have, and the fact that they're putting the groundwork into it in April, it's refreshing. It's good, and it's hopefully going to be beneficial and rewarding for everybody.